This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now.
You're listening to Urban Talk with Jarvis Crawford on KCOD 99.9 Coachella FM in Palm Desert. And you know, I say it all the time, there's an app for that. Download the KCOD app. And also, you can find us on the internet. Google KCOD Coachella FM and get this good information. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Black History Month is almost over. We were blessed with a whole extra day. So we were able to celebrate Black History Month one more day. And guess what we're going to do? February 29th. Yes, February 29th, 11 a.m. The 33rd annual Palm Springs Black History Parade will be in downtown Palm Springs. Yes, you hear the name Palm Springs, but it is celebrated by folks from far as Los Angeles, all throughout the valley. We've got folks that come through and just love to participate as well as spectate. So whatever you got going on Saturday, just drop it for a little bit and come watch the parade at 11 a.m. on Palm Canyon Drive. It starts right at Arenas Road on Palm Canyon and goes all the way up north to Alejo Road. And following the parade, we have a great town fair. The town fair starts at 12 noon. We'll have carnival rides, games for the kids. We'll have vendor booths, both food, non-food. We'll have live entertainment, on-field performances. Hey, the day is going to go on and on and on, but we need you to come there and participate. Now, this month for Black History, the theme was African Americans and the vote. Yeah, we're in a voting year. March 3rd is right around the corner. There's primary time. So go out and vote. I'm not just saying if you're African American, go out and vote. Whatever you are, go out and vote. This is important. That is your civic duty. Yeah, it took some of us a little longer to get that civic duty to vote. But guess what? You got it now. So utilize it. Now is the time to vote. All right. So speaking on Black History Month, we've had a lot of great events and activities that have been going on here in the Coachella Valley. It was a basketball tournament, a couple of basketball tournaments, some youth ones, adult ones. I know they had one at College of the Desert recently. Actually, it's going to be this weekend. They're having one at College of the Desert. There was one in Palm Springs. We've had some great awards galas. We had Gospel Fest. Some of the local schools have had events. I know Desert Hot Springs High School had an event called the Taste of Soul, which was on the 28th. The Palm Springs High School, they've did some Black History events. They're actually did some fundraisers too, selling barbecue dinners. Palm Springs High Black Student Union getting it going, trying to raise funds for their groups. And then we've had some art events here in the Palm Springs area. And guess what, you guys? We got one of those artists that was at the art event that was co-hosted with the Palm Springs Black History Committee and the Palm Springs Art Museum. This gentleman we have here, we found out a lot about each other over the last couple months. Yep. There's some similarities there.
Absolutely.
We like the same type of car.
Yes.
We part of the beer gang.
Yes.
Not beer, beard. And great dude. Ladies and gentlemen,
Likewise.
We have with us Tysen Knight. Tysen, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Jarvis, for having me, man. It's an honor to be here.
Yes. So I was speaking on you doing the artwork with our kids at the local community in Palm Springs.
Yes.
And when I say local community, I mean Palm Springs Unified School District has brought you on to do some great programs that you've been working with youth, and even the kids that I work with in the community, you've done some great things with them. And what inspired you to become an artist?
Well, I was growing up in New Jersey. I'm ancient, we had no internet. So you had a lot of time to explore your imagination. And I remember my mother took me to the store and bought me a coloring book. Yeah. And back then you had to the 24 piece crayons with all the different colors,
you
right?
got that 24 piece
you was
crayon. You were in there.
Yeah, you was doing it. Yeah, you was the bad. And so I would be in my room and I would just be, shading and coloring in this coloring book. And I was able to stand within the lines. And I was like, wow. So I just kept going. And my mom came in the room like, those look really, really good. She said, you think you can duplicate that with, the coloring book sketches and do it on your own?
Freehand.
Yeah, freehand. I said, let me try. So I tried it. So I I duplicated it and I was able to do it. She's like, you're artistic. I was like, oh, okay.
Now
That
let me
sounds
ask
cool.
you. Let me ask you. Now me, when I was an artist, this is my artistry. I would put a piece of paper on top of it and then trace it. Is that what we talking about?
No, actually, I did this freehand.
So you saw the picture and then you
and I
side by
duplicated-
side.
Yes, and I duplicated.
Yes. All
So,
right.
a lot of those earlier works was at my parents' house. And it just kind of spawned from there. I was young. I was around 9, around 9 and 11 when that occurred. So my mom tried to put me in a couple classes, but as I got older, I got more into hip-hop. Me and my friends would actually, steal spray paint cans and stuff and go out and spray stuff because I got inspired.
You say
by
spray stuff. You weren't
stuff.
specific, though.
I'm just gonna say spray stuff.
Yeah. East Coast. You say from New Jersey.
Yeah, from New Jersey. Yeah.
All
So
right,
I don't want to incriminate myself. I'm gonna say I sprayed stuff.
You made art.
I made art. Yes, public art.
And that's what you continue to do now. You
Yes.
still do public art.
Yes, but now I'm blessed to produce public art as an actual career, which is a blessing, and I'm also able to mentor youth,
Gotcha.
which is the most important part about me as an artist because I figured out what my purpose was for being an artist, not just to get monetary gain for myself, but actually change lives as well, and build a career for myself. So I think that's the most important, and that's what keeps me actually going, so younger people can see, like, okay, he started here, but now he's here. So I want them to be able to be inspired by that and, make some adjustments and changes in their lives as well.
That's good. Yeah. You were saying you were inspired to be an artist from your mom. Usually people say, "Oh, I've learned from the great such and such," or no, my mom.
Yeah.
And it was as simple as here's a coloring book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as an adult telling the child, here's something for you to do. I'm sure mama was doing it to keep you occupied, so you wouldn't
Absolutely.
get involved with nothing negative.
Absolutely.
And so that's what you're basically doing the same thing.
Yes.
You're reaching out to kids to keep them occupied, so
Yes.
that way they don't get caught up in doing something
Yes.
negative as well.
Absolutely. And the way my mom kept me out of being in things negative was I collected baseball cards as well.
All right.
And I would duplicate the baseball cards as well. So she kept me busy, and my dad as well. I don't want to leave him out.
Yeah.
They kept me busy, kept my mind busy, and kept me doing productive things. Now, as I got a little older, you go outside, you start to meet other kids in the neighborhood. A lot of those influences, you can get off track sometimes. So I got off track a little bit,
Yeah.
and I was able to get back on track. So, yeah, I think it's important that I keep these kids' minds busy and inspired all the time so they don't have time to have an idle mind and do something.
Idle mind is the devil's workshop. Oh, I used to hear that all the time.
It's true. It's
Yes,
true.
That's right. Well, you're listening to Urban Talk on KCOD 99.9 Coachella FM with Jarvis Crawford. And guess what? We've got an artist in the building, Tysen Knight. If you have not heard of him, if you have not seen his work, then you probably just didn't realize you saw his work. You got artwork locally.
Yes.
We were talking about you spraying on stuff.
Yeah.
We're not going to say what the stuff is. And I'm sure it wasn't sanctioned by a city government or an art agency.
No.
But lately, you've been sanctioned to do artwork, public art,
Yes.
and being able to paint on stuff.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about some of that and how are you able to get involved in this endeavor?
Well, the Palm Springs Public Art Commission reached out to me and said they had me an idea for a project. I had no idea what the project was. So Russell and Ann, I met with them, and they walked me around downtown. I was like, we want you to paint these benches. I'm like, okay, I can spray stuff. I can paint on stuff. I can tackle this. And it took about 3-4 months to actually get everything in order, paperwork-wise, and get logistics and everything worked out. And I started the project, and I started in the middle of the summer.
Oh, so you got to get in there.
I was like, whew. So I started with so I mean, my DNA is all in that paint. I promise you.
Yeah.
But it's just an honor that they were chose me to do that project. So I feel blessed in that sense. But
now, is it every bench in the city of Palm Springs downtown area, or just certain benches? Or
what happened? They started. It's called the Street Bench Pilot Project. Excuse me.
Street Bench Pilot Project.
And they designated 13 benches. I think it's about 300 benches actually
in the downtown
blanketed in
corridor?
the downtown area. They picked 13 benches to paint, and this is just a test pilot project. So I think they want to replace the benches or something like that, but I think that it was the budget was ridiculous to replace those benches.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So they said, why not we just get an artist to paint it? So they chose me. I painted those 13 benches. Now I don't know what's the next process, because I know they wanted to see how it tested out and see if the public liked it or what have you. And then they will bring in other artists to paint the rest of the 287 benches that's left. Yeah. And I was supposed to be the lead artist on that. So I don't know what's going on with that or what they're doing, but I know they got a lot of other things they're working on, as far as getting the Maryland statue back and other public art. So
they got Maryland coming back.
I think they got Maryland coming back. Yeah. So we'll see. I think that I think the city and the public, it was a great. They loved the project. And I think that we probably will bring other artists in to paint the rest of the 287 benches. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, I was also mentioning doing some art with the kids. So working with Palm Springs Unified.
Yes.
With the BAM.
BAM, yes.
What is BAM?
So BAM stands for Boys Arts Mentoring. And it was started by Louisa Castrodell, who was the arts coordinator for Palm Springs Unified School District. Now she's in Riverside, and Barber Engel's taken over her spot. And we started 2 years ago, and it was just to bring in mentors in the arts to help troubled teens or children that had some type of, I want to say behavioral problems, but just needed some extra attention.
I hate when they say, "Oh, the at-risk kid." Every kid is at risk.
Every kid is at risk,
no matter what.
So you're right.
Culture or economic situation, all of them can make a mistake.
You're right. So I just have to
issues.
say, that just need more special attention.
There it is.
And so they messaged me and said, "Hey, we would like to have you for this project." I said, "Okay." So I sat down with Louisa. She, pitched the project to me. I said, "Yeah, definitely. Anything that's going to help the youth, I'm all for." Yeah. And so we have 5 different parts of the Boys Art Mentoring Program. We have visual arts, painting, which is me. Okay. We have drum. We have
drum.
Drum. Yeah, we have drum. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy, this brother, he does African drum.
Is he a teacher?
I don't know if he's a teacher, but I know he's been doing African drum for a long time.
Oh, okay. He doesn't work in the school district.
No, he doesn't work in the school district. Gentleman. And we have poetry, spoken word. We have photography, and then we have dance.
All right.
So I've noticed.
You dance?
No, I don't dance. So
what happened? You got somebody you bring in for that? Oh,
no, they won't be dancing. Man.
He does artwork and he. Okay.
I'm not Chris Brown, man.
Yeah.
But so we bring in 5 individuals. I'm one of them. So we have 5 different individuals, mentors that do each genre of the dance, poetry, spoken word, and photography and dance. Yeah. And we spend time with the kids and we build a bond with them. So the project was a success last year, so I think we did 6th grade last year. So now this year they added 6th and 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
And next year, what I've
6th,
heard,
7th, and 8th. So that way you get the whole middle school.
Yes.
But you're not bringing all these kids in at the same time, or is it just the 6th graders one day and the 7th graders one day, or how does it?
Well, how we schedule is we'll take the 6th graders first for about an hour and a half, and then we'll let them go, and then we'll bring the 7th graders.
Okay.
in.
So it is all within the same day though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just, we're trying to work everything out logistic wise on how we're able to do all 3 grades the next year that's coming up, because this year it was a little tough with both grades at the same time because it was a test project
you can't
as
have too many kids together at one time.
So we're going to figure out how to make that work logistically, and so all the kids that need special attention, they'll get the attention they need from us as mentors.
All right, you're listening to Urban Talk with Jarvis Crawford on KCOD 99.9 Coachella FM in Palm Desert. Just to let you guys know, you can also catch us on 1450 AM. So, hey, guess what? I don't have FM. I only got AM. Guess what? If you only got FM and AM and you don't have a phone where you can download the app, you need to get that. We got Tysen Knight here, and we're talking about some of the art endeavors he has done here in the Coachella Valley area. I'm sure you've done stuff internationally as well.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the international works or other areas in the country that you have done work.
Well, I've been to Grenoble, France. I've done work there. I've been to Art Basel, Miami. Actually, I was at Art Basel, Miami this year for Red Dot Miami, which is part of Miami Art Week. And I did a live art performance there.
You were born in Miami, from my information.
I was born in
shows.
Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah,
All
Fort
right.
Lauderdale, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
all
originally like right close to there.
Right
So
next
yeah.
door, yeah.
So I moved to New Jersey when I was 6 years old. But yeah, I was actually born in Fort Lauderdale. So it was
So going back to Miami, was it a way of saying I was giving back doing that too, or was this just a art event?
It was like life coming full circle. It's like it took me back there, and the great thing about that was I was able to see family members I haven't seen in like 15, 20 years.
Beautiful.
And they were able to experience this moment with me of doing a live art performance. So I think that was amazing. So it was like a double whammy for me. I got the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
being
you got
able
to you got to do your craft and at the same time go to a little family reunion.
Yeah, so I got to go to family reunion. So
And you enjoyed hanging out with your family.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So I won the Spotlight Award there for that festival, which is Red Dot, which is really cool. Actually, let me go double back to the Grenoble, France. I went to France because I'm also a filmmaker. I produce film, so I created a film called The Art of Hustle Street Art documentary, which I filmed in the Palm Springs area and actually in Venice area and Long Beach, Venice Beach area and Long Beach. And it got picked up to be screened at the Street Art Movie Fest they have over there in Grenoble, France. They have a month-long festival.
yeah.
They take street art
Now,
very seriously.
Did you apply for it, or they reached out to you?
They reached out to me.
Wow. Okay.
They reached out to me through email. First, I thought I was getting trolled. I'm like, this can't.
Yeah, one of them scams.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a scam.
Just send us your credit card.
Yeah.
number.
So then I was able to reach the director, and it was for real. And he was like, hey, we'll fly you out, we'll put you up, and we want to show your film. I was like, okay, let's do it. And I was able to go to Grenoble, France. That was a great experience. I was there for a week and a half. I actually got to go over there and do a wall mural on the wall there. I put Palm Springs, California on the wall.
Yeah, represent. All
yeah,
right.
so Palm Springs, California is on the walls of Grenoble, France.
Grenoble, France.
Yes,
All right.
I went out there and represented.
Yes. So, just looking over a lot of the things that you have done, as an artist, I even not only reading from your bio here, I also got a chance to see that you're a barber, and,
Yes.
and a couple folks told
Yes.
me, that I reached out to, and I
Yes.
said, "Oh yeah, I'm meeting this." Oh yeah. So, did you quit your day job?
The funny thing is,
Because I know you everywhere from doing art.
yeah, I was a barber because I was really good artistic wise. So, you know what? I didn't really quit my day job. I kind of got forced out.
You grew out of your day job.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
because when you're good at something and you're making money instantly in that, you kind of stick to that because it's scary to go into a field
venture out.
where
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to happen. So I'm pretty much a strong-minded person, but I think I needed a push, and I got pushed out in a sense. Like everything was just going wrong, and it just was like, you got to go, dude. And it's funny because I left in May of last year, and as soon as I left, I had about a month just to try to like figure out, do I get another barber job? What do I do? And then that's when the Street Bench Pilot Project kicked into gear.
Yeah.
And then once I started doing that project, I was like, you know what? It all dawned on me like, I wouldn't have had time to cut hair anyway.
Yeah. Had this started,
That consumed my life.
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. So I got forced out. So that was a blessing in disguise. Sometimes rejection is protection. In some sense. So so I'm glad that happened. I got
he got
pushed.
pushed
Like
off
if you don't want to go in, like
You got to get in there.
yeah.
And that's good that you had the faith to go ahead and do it, because some folks don't have the faith to do that.
Oh, it was scary though.
Yeah. So your artwork has been up at the Palm Springs Art Museum during the month of February.
Yes.
I was able to bring some of the kids from our local community out to see your art, and you were able to even share with them on how to do some art. I snuck in myself and did some painting.
got
too.
him a
So I got me a photo as well, but not a photo, but a piece of art.
Yeah.
What led you to connect with the Palm Springs Art Museum? How did they get you in there?
Well, that came through the Boys Art Mentoring Program, because we have a committee of professionals that meet called Arts Now Committee, and Hillary was a part of
Hillary
that.
Roberts with
Hillary
the Palm
Roberts,
Springs Art
yes.
Museum.
Hillary Roberts was a part of that, and her and it was a guy named Leo. Leo, do you remember her, Leo?
Yes, yeah. I can't say his last name, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
He approached me and said, "Hey, I got this idea. You can do art in residence for the Palm Springs Art Museum." I said, "Okay," and that was about a year process to get everything moving. But he had actually transferred to another job.
Yep, up in the I want to say LA area, maybe.
Yeah. And so then Hillary said, "Hey, we still got you in mind. No worries, it's still going." And after a while, that's how me and Hillary met, just doing these professional meetings, and we was able to get this program in place, and it was amazing. I think that everything that came out, it was amazing. I think the kids were inspired, adults were inspired. I was inspired, and I think it was a cool project. That
well, not only did you do that during the month of February, because we're still in Black History Month. You did a lot of other activities. I see you worked with the Palm Springs Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
And was this Black History Month motivator, or it was just reaching out, working with the kids?
Well, it was just I wanted to. I'm real big on service in my community. So I think that it's important that when you're blessed and things are going wonderful for you, that you always share the blessings with others. So I was always raised that way. So when I got the call for Boys and Girls Club, it was a no-brainer for me. So it wasn't more so Black history, but we can put it into Black history. It was just as far as just giving a helping hand and helping out for the most part. But yes.
You're listening to Urban Talk with Jarvis Crawford on KCOD 99.9 Coachella FM in Palm Desert. And we are talking with a resident artist of the Palm Springs Art Museum, documentary maker, filmmaker, barber. He's still a barber because I see the edge up.
I cut my own hair sometimes. So
that's how you do
I
it.
was keeping my skills sharp.
Hey, stick with it.
Jarvis Crawford lookalike.
He said, "I ain't going there with that one. I'm not going to do that one." But you're a businessman. And when I say a businessman, you're a business. I heard this from Jay-Z. I'm not just a businessman. I'm a business.
Yes, absolutely.
Man.
Yeah.
So you are a business. You were telling me how you work with folks to do dance, drum, video production, movies. You're doing a lot of things, and like you were saying earlier, it was like you were forced out of your day job.
I was
to do what you love, because I'm sure your heart was in art.
It wasn't art,
but
it wasn't art.
You couldn't see your way at that time to get to where you wanted to go, as far where you are now.
Because life happens, and it's this, like you said, like this gentleman said, I was on the edge and I had to get pushed.
Yeah.
And then I was able to spread my wings and fly.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what that was, because I was really good at barbering as well. But art, it was a steady job. But art changes my life and changes people's lives around me. Barber didn't necessarily do that, so it was a higher purpose on what.
Well,
I mean,
you go in that barber shop, and I'm gonna tell you, I gotta go this morning. I gotta get myself right. But after you leave out of that barber shop, you see the folks when they look in that mirror. You hand them that mirror, and they look at that. Boy, they get they cheese a little. Some of them try not to, so they'll But I mean, you look like a new person. I'm telling you, I leave out that barber shop looking like a new person. So don't knock that.
No,
that you're not helping people there. You are.
You're right.
You making us look good for that weekend and building up confidence. But
it's building confidence.
But with art it has a lasting impression.
Yeah.
You get a haircut. That haircut, you got to come back and redo that haircut.
Yeah.
Now, with art, that art is there.
Yeah.
And it sometimes it stays, but I mean, you don't do a piece of art and then say, "Oh, I want to change this art."
Yeah.
You won't paint over a canvas you've already painted.
Yeah. Because it's legacy building. It's
it
also
is.
of legacy building, I think, with the art, because art is all around us. I mean, it's in everything. I mean,
It is.
This table, someone had to draft that out.
Yeah.
This room, this building, someone had to draft that out. So art is around us, and most people don't realize that art is everywhere.
It is.
It's everywhere, man.
And it's good that you have brought that to our valley, here to the Coachella Valley. Not so I say Coachella Valley, not just the Palm Springs area.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you've done some other works in other cities. I've heard that you've been out in Desert Hot Springs doing some work.
I've been in Desert Hot Springs, Coachella, Thermal. I've pretty much touched all sides of the valley. I just want to inspire people. This is our whole valley here, so we're a whole big family. Even though I reside in Palm Springs, I think that it's important that people see, especially because of Black History Month too as well, that they see positive black men making a change
Yeah.
and a difference in
You
the
know,
society.
a lot of folks will come to Palm Springs and say, "Oh, there's black people here. Y'all got a black history. You've been doing a Black History Parade for
Yeah.
how many years?" What? But yeah, that's good that
Yeah.
you showcase
Yeah.
that. Yeah, hey, African Americans are here and
Absolutely.
we're a part of this society as well. I tell folks all the time, not just during Black History Month should we be celebrating Black history, but it should be all year round, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't just be African Americans celebrating Black history.
You're right.
You know,
You're right.
for our people that are from America,
You're right.
our history started in America. You
You're
know,
right.
we can go to college and learn about some of the history that happened in Africa. We can learn about history that's happened in some of the islands
Yeah.
and even South and Central America. But
You're right.
our history is American history. Black
right.
history is American history.
You're absolutely right. And I mean, for you, Jarvis, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the history you have uncovered to me, you know, and inviting me into your city is just amazing. Like, so I'm just a
Mm-hmm.
student to what you got going on, and like I said, you need anything from me, I'm there to help in any way possible.
And I appreciate that. Listen, and this is real talk. Well, we had a meeting yesterday, and I had my schedule got totally twisted. But me and him had a conversation. We said, "Hey, this is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do, and this is when we gonna do it." And he showed up. Not only that, I'm gonna go ahead and dig deep. I called him last night and told him about my radio show, and he was like, "Man, yeah, I'll come on." I said, "It's at 8 o'clock in the morning," and he showed up at
Absolutely.
8 o'clock in the morning. Ladies and
Absolutely.
gentlemen, we got Tysen Knight here, who is an artist of all kinds. Mr. Knight, if folks want to reach out to you or to see some of your artwork or anything of that nature, how do they get in contact with Tysen Knight, the artist?
Well, they can go on my website, which is TysonKnight.com. That's Tyson with an E, and Knight with a K. So it's TysonKnight.com, or they can just, you know, put my name in the social media,
I was going to
Instagram.
say, if you Google Tysen Knight, make sure you have the Tyson with the E and
mix
Knight with a
the
K.
E, Knight with a K.
And
So,
you'll definitely find
and
them.
you'll find me. So you'll be able to find, you know, my website, my social medias, and things of that nature. So yeah, if you see those red and blue glasses on the little digital man, you know that's me.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tysen Knight here. Like I said, he's known throughout not just the Valley now. This guy's international. And we appreciate you coming on Urban Talk with Jarvis Crawford on KCOD 99, Coachella FM in Palm Desert. And ladies and gentlemen, the art won't stop. You'll always be able to catch some of Tysen Knight's art. So check it out all around the Valley. Hey, downtown Palm Springs, you might sit on one of his benches that he painted. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, Jarvis.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
being here.
Absolutely.